about something a little different. So everyone has a story, and I just want to share my story and say what I've gone through and how I got into fitness and how I got to where I am today. So I was born in Brawley, California, and growing up I was always that little scrawny kid all the way up to high school. And so in 8th grade, I started working out a little bit during the summer. I bought a membership for a month. Went for a month, didn't really get into it so much, and I didn't really see results because I didn't really have a goal or a plan, and I didn't really have anything to look forward to, so it never really motivated me to keep going and get into it. So my sophomore year, 2014, October 2014, my best friend Nathan, he had told me, he said, let's go to the gym. Let's start going to the gym together. I was like, all right. And I thought it was just something that he just said, and it was never going to happen, just brush it off. Until finally he came over, he was like, hey, let's go to the gym tonight. And I was like, all right, let's go. And then so on the way there, he was just explaining to me everything and how it was going to work. And then he told me like after 2 months I would see results. So I was like, all right, that sounds good. So I remember going into the gym, and we're walking into the weight room, and it was just like a little intimidating, a little uncomfortable for me because I was just this little scrawny kid, and everyone was bigger than me. And just doing workouts, I felt uncomfortable. I felt people were looking at me and judging me and stuff, and it's not that way. And so at first we did a lot of basic compound movements, bench, squat, a lot of presses, a lot of rows, and then cables are thrown in there, and it was all the basic to the beginning. He explained to me everything, and it was just as well as the diet, which we didn't really know too much about at the time, and he was just telling me like you can't eat too much of this, can't eat too much of that, not a lot of junk food, which was just fine. I didn't really do a lot of that anyways. And so I remember the workouts we did, and then the muscle groups that we did, which I still use that concept today. So it was basically a split, which you would say now. And I remember we group back and bicep, chest, tricep, shoulders, traps, legs, and then rest day, or you just repeat the cycle the following day. But then again, you have to throw in abs, calves, forearms all into the mix to have a even proportionate body and look a decent way. And so at first, my goal was just to get a little bigger, get a little more muscle on me. And so at first, I was just eating a lot more, boosting my calories, and we were on a lot of mass gainers at the time. I was on a mass gainer for like a year and a half. And we did it together. We basically went to the gym every night together. We were always doing stuff together at the time, and then now it's just here and there. And so we're still really close, but that's how it was at first. So we kept going every day, and after about a year and a half, I put on around 40 pounds. So I started going when I was 136, and then I went in a year later at around 165, 170. So it was good. And then seeing the results really motivated me to keep going, keep wanting more, which with how I look now, I never thought this is what I would be like. I never thought I was gonna get into fitness or bodybuilding like how I am now. And a lot of it was because he pushed me, we pushed each other, and it was good having a workout partner. And now I'm used to doing it on myself and pushing myself, and I know what I need to do now. But it was a good start for me at the time. What really made me see I was seeing a lot of results at the beginning, because when you first start, your muscles aren't used to all the weight and all the tension that lifting creates. So the muscle cells break down faster, and it's more extreme. And so basically what you're doing when you're working out is you're breaking down your muscle fibers and building them back up with your diet, your supplements, whatever it is. And So at first, yeah, it was more extreme, and then later on, you start to hit a plateau. I started hitting a plateau around like 2 years in, and it was a little harder to put on size and mass. And you start to do different things. Like you get to switch up your exercises, whether it's doing different workouts, doing different numbers of sets, reps. You can do burnouts, supersets, drop sets, whatever it is that you aren't normally doing on a daily basis. But yeah. So yeah, like I said, I never thought I was gonna be where I am now. And people tell me that I was like, man, you look good. It's like, you look big. It's like, I want to look like you. And they don't realize it's been 5 years in the making. It takes a long time just to develop muscle and muscle mass. And it all goes with cutting and bulking. So you can either be really shredded, you could be really big, or you could be both. But if you want to be both, it obviously takes more time. So what I didn't know. So I just wanted to bulk up, and I didn't really think about getting shredded or cut. But it came along with it because I had a small frame anyways. So as I was bulking up, I was also getting defined and toned. But for people who are just getting started, I'd recommend if you want to look good, I'd recommend bulking first. If you're a little smaller, you want to bulk and put on size, and then go into cutting, because people just want to go to a 1 month bulk and then start cutting, bulk, cut, and that's not how it's going to work. You have to bulk for a number of months, and then you start to cut down after you developed enough mass. But if you're a little heavier set, obviously you want to shred down a little bit, lose a little bit of body fat, and then continue to gain muscle. But that's not for me. So I was in that bulk cut phase. Like I wanted to bulk for a couple months and then shred and then back and forth. And then I realized that from people I follow who give advice, I started noticing that they prefer to bulk for a while and then cut. So then I was like, all right. So then I started doing that. So I've done like real bulks about twice. I did one probably a year and a half ago, and then I'm just coming off my bulk right now. I started bulking in this last summer, in August, all the way till now, and I put on a decent size of mass. Put on about 10 pounds of mass, and it's been pretty good. I feel more full. I have more strength, feel more energetic in a way. And then now I'm gonna start cutting down a little bit. That all goes along with how you want to look and what goals you have for yourself. So for me, I've always had a goal in mind, so it's always pushed me to keep going every day and keep working out and doing my daily routine. It's all because I know what I want to look like. And you're never going to look, two people are never going to look exactly alike. You might have similarities and whatnot, but you're never going to have the same physique as anyone else. But you have motivation or inspiration with what you want to look like. And my top two inspirations are Julian Smith and Sadiq Hadzovic. Their work ethic is insane. Their bodies, their physiques are insane. They know what they're doing, and it motivates me. And because I know one day I want to be somewhat like how they are. I'm never going to look exactly like them, but I have a goal similar to them in a sense. And so that's what drives me every day. So like I said about having a goal, and that's what motivates me. So when I first started working out, most of my lifts were they were very light. I didn't have a lot of strength. So when I started, I was benching with 25 pounds on each side. Same thing for squatting, 25 pounds on each side. I did them both for reps, and just to try to develop strength. And my goal was always to go up and catch up to everyone else. And then, so every week I was trying to go up in weight, develop more strength, natural strength. And once I got to 135 on both lifts, it just kept motivating me to want more. It's like, I want to get to a plate and a half. I want to get to 2 plates, and eventually 3. Till now, I've worked myself all the way up to 3 plates on bench and a little bit over 4 plates on squatting. And now I still have that same goal. That's what pushes me. It's like I keep on wanting to go up in strength. Like when I bench, yeah, I'm gonna want to go up to 4 plates. Same thing with squat. I want to get to 5 plates now. It just keeps pushing you to want more, and that's what drives me every day. To see, I just want to see results. I want to better myself. I want to get stronger. I want to get bigger, and it all come in time and work. Strength all comes, yeah, of course, with lifting as well, but it all comes apart with your diet. So like at first, I had no knowledge of dieting, and you got to do your research. You have to, and other people will help you out, but you got to do your research, and you have to try foods for yourself and see what foods your body reacts to differently. So now I'm a little more, I'm not super sophisticated when it comes to my diet. I just do basics for myself. Like I do a lot of egg whites, a lot of eggs, decent amount of carbs, whether it comes from bread, fruits, nuts. I'll do protein pancakes sometimes, and then do a lot of different meats, chicken, steak, pork, whatever the case is, mix it in with rice, different vegetables and stuff like that. All the basics that you see today that everyone's doing. Even to this day, I'm not an expert in what I'm doing, but I'm still learning every day, and I still want to continue to learn. Like, I know more now than I ever did in the last 4 years, because I've done my research. I figured out what my body reacts to best, and if you want to get into it, you also, the same thing, you have to see what works for yourself, and it takes time and it takes trial and errors to see what works best for you. And as far as supplementation goes, it's like when I first started, like I said, I was on a lot of mass gainers because I was trying to put on size, and yeah, I said I was on it for a year and a half, and as well as I was taking pre-workout like throughout, and same thing with that, you have to find what works best for you, pre-workouts, different supplements in general. So I've been through so many different pre-workouts, and finally I found the ones that work best for me, so I stick to those too. And they obviously don't hit as strong as they used to, but it's still a good amount of energy, good pump and whatnot. Like my favorite pre-workout is NitroFlex by GAT, and then same thing with proteins. You just have to go through trial and error and see what you get the best result with. So over the years, I've been on tons of different proteins too, I've tried them, and my main ones are from Optimum Nutrition and by GAT. And like right now, I'm trying a new protein to see how that goes. I'm on IsoPure, and I've been on that for the last like month and a half, and I've seen good results with this, so it's something I might stick with in the future. But something else might come along. I might try something else to see how it works for me. If it doesn't, then just go back to what works for you. As far as staying motivated, how I stay motivated, at first, most of the motivation came from seeing the results in the gym and wanting to go up in strength and developing my body more. But sometimes that's not enough, and so then what I resorted to is I watch motivational videos just to get me a little more hyped and pumped up, and it makes me want to go into the gym and just give it my all. But if that doesn't help, then I'll listen to motivational speakers, and music is one of my main ones too. Music just gets me in a different mood, different zone, and then it just hypes me up and gets me through my workout. Sometimes during my workout, to listen to different motivational speeches, and some people think it's funny, but it works for me. And then a lot of different types of music. So I wish I could say I've always been focused the last 5 years. For the most part, I have, but then there's been times where I've lost focus. And the most memorable, the most recent is the summer, or after the summer of 2017, when I went away to college, and I wasn't training as hard or dieting like how I should have been. It wasn't intense like it used to be, and so I was gaining a little bit of weight, not a lot of weight, but I was losing a little definition, more so in my abs, and I was going through a little shoulder problem, and I had to go to physical therapy and whatnot. And so throughout the months, I was going through stuff a little emotionally, and then I ended up going through a little breakup, and after that, I ended up moving back, and that's kind of what motivated me more to want to push myself again. And so towards like around February of 2018, I was back how I used to be, and then I just wanted more. So I started dieting really hard, training hard like I still do, and then prepping. And then towards that, at the beginning of that summer, that was the most sure I've ever been. And I was like, wow. And then I still wanted more. So that's when I started bulking until now. And that summer was the best look I've ever had. And this time around, I'm a little more full, a little bigger. And then I'm already starting my prep and my cut. And so once this cut is, my physique's gonna be the best it's ever been, and so on and so on. It's gonna keep going on forward like that, and it's gonna keep improving day in and day out. So as far as my plans for the future go, I want to get into my career after I graduate. I want to do something in law enforcement because it's something my family's always been involved in, and something that's always interested me or has interested me. So the reasons for my Fit page and my YouTube channel all fall into my plans for the future. So I want to compete. I'm going to compete this year, and I want to continue to keep competing. And over the course of the next couple of years, I want to get my pro card and compete at different shows, bigger shows, and then hopefully eventually get my pro card and keep going, do different shows, and hopefully one day get to the Mr. Olympia, because that's just something I've always wanted to do since I've started and actually got into bodybuilding and whatnot. And so I know I can do that if I work hard enough. I know that's something I'm capable of. And as far as that, I would like to get picked up by a supplement company or clothing company or both. And that's where my YouTube and my Fit page fall into, is because I want to get out there, get a little more exposure, open up eyes, and hopefully someone will notice me, as well as helping people out, inspiring, motivating people. And the thing is about getting picked up by companies or getting sponsored is that you're competing with thousands and thousands of different people who want the same thing you want. And so it all depends what you bring to the table and what qualities you have, and like what makes you the best option to represent our brand, our company, our name. And that's the thing. I know I have different qualities than everyone else. I have different work ethic than everyone else, and I know that I'm capable of bringing what they want to the table, whatever it is. And so that's something I want to do. And if I can help people on a global scale, that's what else. There's not a lot more you can ask for. And I know I'm capable of it. It's all obtainable, because if you work hard enough and you put enough time and effort into something, that the results will come with it, whether it's working out or just working towards your goals in general. It's just how bad do you want it and how hard are you willing to work for it. And sorry if I seem so awkward talking in these videos. It's a little different just talking me face to face to a camera, you know. But I'm getting a little more used to it, and I promise they'll get better.